So here we are, folks, proverbially cast back to the 90s, where if you don't like someone or you don't adhere completely to the way they live their lives, the things they say, or their ideology, then you churn up the rumor mill, you whisper in a few ears, and by the end of this abhorrent game of telephone, the little old lady down the street is summoning Beelzebub, Lucifer, and Davy fucking Crockett into the woods at night for drunken sex orgies, and you grab your pitchforks and your torches, and you go to the edge of the village to burn the fucking witch. That's where we are, folks, right now in 2017. Only the word witch has shed its skin and metamorphosized into the word Nazi. There are plenty of other YouTubers out there who've contributed their opinion to this clusterfuck of an issue, like Sargon of Akkad, Boogie2988, Armored Skeptic, even Markiplier, even Jacksepticeye. But there's one particular thing that I believe they either have purposely or not left out that is a key point in all this. So now it's my turn to stand up to this palatial mound of bullfuckery and tell you what I think they left out. PewDiePie is not a Nazi. That's not even a thing that's in dispute here. The moment I have to reduce the intellectual integrity of this video to the level where I have to argue that PewDiePie is not a Nazi, I might as well dedicate my next video to arguing that water is fucking wet. Anyone with more than 3 functioning neurons watching my channel right now knows that PewDiePie is not a Nazi, and if you honestly believe he is, then you are the sad victim of an ideology that's based on hate, and there is no help for you outside of a full hemisphere hemorrhagic stroke. This medieval witch hunt bullshit has got to stop. The Wall Street Journal took short out-of-context clips from 7 different PewDiePie videos, strung them all together, and then added a narrative that he's anti-Semitic, and people just believe that shit. And a lot of YouTubers are saying that the Wall Street Journal was way out of line doing this, and that they're just trying to make PewDiePie look like a Nazi just to get clicks. And okay, they are way out of line, and they are just doing this to get clicks. But I think that the majority of the YouTubers out there are trying to lay the blame squarely on the media for this instead of looking into the deeper cause. The reason I'm ranting about this and the reason that this is happening isn't the media. It's not the media. It's us, the people, the ones who glance over a headline and think we know the whole fucking story. We live in an age where people get their information on something in 140 characters or less, and they think that's enough to be informed. And no matter what it says, if it's a narrative that we want to believe, then we will believe in it no matter what it says, and we will take action on it no matter who it hurts. The media is no sweetheart in this, that's for sure, but the media is not the cause of this. The media is a fruit stand on a street selling coconuts to people who want coconuts. They're just giving the people what they want, and what people want is to hate. That's the problem. It's not the garbage the media is putting out there. It's our willingness to believe in it if it gives us a reason to hate someone. It doesn't even have to come from the media. Random J Assbasket can post on Facebook or Twitter, and if what he has to say gives us the smallest excuse to hate, we're stoked up and ready to squeeze out more outrage than the Boston fucking Tea Party, and it doesn't even have to be true. It just has to be the tiniest excuse to hate someone, and it is so sad. It is so tragic for me to see people behaving this way. Growing up, I was taught that hating someone was a last resort. You didn't look for reasons to hate someone, you looked for reasons to love them. Why would you even want to hate? It feels terrible and it only leads to terrible things. Right now, I'm having my own personal experience with the Church of the Hate Sheeple. I made the mistake of supporting free speech and nonviolence, and within 15 minutes, I was a fucking Nazi supporter. Fuckwolf28 got on Twitter. Oh my god, did you hear that 2 is a Nazi? He's a Nazi. Oh my god, 2 is a Nazi? Well, Fuckwolf said it, so it must be true. And now I've got a mob with torches and pitchforks calling for my evisceration because I advocated for free speech and nonviolence, and not a damn one of them can be fucking bothered to go and look at one of my nearly 1,000 videos on YouTube to find out for themselves, because fuck no, that doesn't matter. I even stated plainly that I'm not a Nazi and I don't support Nazis. The response? Well, you're just lying. Now you're a lying Nazi. So for all you torch-bearing, witch-hunting hate disciples out there, please please just listen carefully to what I'm about to say. A Nazi is a person who hates other races and wants them exterminated or removed. A Nazi is not someone who said something you disagree with. It's not someone who takes a different political stance than you do. It's not someone who advocates for nonviolence or free speech. It's not someone who tells jokes you don't like. It's not someone who hurts your feelings. And it's not even someone who doesn't care that there are Nazis in the world. None of that makes a person a Nazi. A Nazi is a person who hates and wants to get rid of other races. PewDiePie made some jokes because that's what he does. Some of them may have not been the best idea, but he was making jokes. PewDiePie doesn't hate all Jews. You can make jokes about something without hating it. I can make a joke about a fucking marmalade sandwich. It doesn't mean I hate them. You can make jokes about Jews without hating them. In PewDiePie's case, was it the best idea? Probably not. But it doesn't mean he's anti-Semitic, and it doesn't mean he's a Nazi. It doesn't mean you're necessarily a racist if you make a joke about another race. It doesn't mean you're homophobic if you make a joke about gay people. It doesn't mean you're a misogynist if you disagree with a woman. Hate is not required to criticize, argue with, disagree with, or make jokes about a group of people. And being a Nazi is about hate, and the only hate I'm seeing around here is coming from you. I can't make you stop hating. You're addicted to it, you enjoy it, and there's nothing I can say that will make you feel otherwise. But at the very least, understand that what you're doing is hurting people and it's hurting yourselves. In 10 years, 5 years, I promise you're gonna look back and be completely embarrassed with yourselves. If you ever did give one single shit about these virtues you like to signal all the time, then maybe consider loving people instead of hating people. It feels much better. And to all those who feel like this meaningless, rampant hate is unnecessary, illogical, and unreasonable, we can't stop them from hating, but what we can do is stop it from spreading. Whenever you run into some enraged, pitchfork-wielding mongoloid, don't hate them back, because now there's two people hating instead of one. The only thing I've ever known to defeat hate is love, so the next time you run into one of these haters, why not return their hate with some kindness or some gentle words? They may be balls deep in this ideology of outrage, but that doesn't mean that you have to get sucked in with them. I've gone on far too long with this, but it's how I feel about the issue and I wanted to share it with you. Remember, hate should always be the final option. You should be proud of how few people you hate instead of how many. Maybe if all the people listening to me right now could show a little bit more love to people, we could get this trend of meaningless hatred flipped around and make a bit of a difference on this planet, at least for the time that we're here. This is your hateless ranting Gryphon, and that's all I have to say about that.